Trekcast. The galaxy's most unpredictable Star Trek podcast.
There we are.
I love that music.
Live.
I love that music.
It's a fun song.
It is. It is.
It's a fun song. Welcome to Trekcast.
Absolutely.
Yeah. What's going on,
So,
Scott?
How's it going, man?
Good. Just for those watching, this is a supplemental, so it's not a real show, I guess. It's just the two of us.
No, it's just a fake show.
It's a fake show.
Right. We can't do a real show without Dan.
Exactly. Yeah.
He's what is he? The glue that holds us together, or
That sounds about right.
that sounds about right. Okay.
That sounds about right.
Okay. Although we
Okay.
literally could not do this show without you.
Right. That's
So,
true.
I mean,
That's true, yeah.
if you ever walked off of a cliff,
Yeah.
then I guess Trekcast would just die.
It would just end. It would stop. Yeah.
Yes. So
Yeah.
we need to protect the Daniel.
That's right.
Let's keep him
Yeah.
safe.
I'm
Yep.
the first servant.
The dog catcher, Chad Biz.
Yeah.
Chaz Biz says the dog catcher. Yeah.
He also says good morning.
Yep.
Yeah.
Morning, Chaz Biz.
Yeah. As does
What's
Bronson.
up?
Yeah. Oh man. So how was your week? What'd you do?
Well, so yesterday we had a little Friendmas get together, little
Oh, nice.
Christmas
I had one
party
of
for the
those too.
friends. Yeah. So we did a little white elephant gift exchange. Some of you
okay.
might know it as a Yankee swap.
Yeah.
And played a little bit of movie trivia. We do a game. So on the Adam Carolla show that I used to listen to, they do a couple of movie trivia games. One's the Rotten Tomatoes game, where you have to guess the score of the movie.
Ooh,
And the other one was called Totally Topical TiVo Trivia Time Today. And that's the game we played yesterday. And that's where I read off the description of the movie until somebody figures out what movie I'm talking about, and they chime in.
Mhm.
Okay. And then, whoever gets the most points wins. So played a little bit of that. That was fun. Had a pasta bar, and
Oh, nice.
yeah.
We it was like a potluck for ours.
Oh, okay,
And
cool.
I was so busy running other errands that I didn't have time to make anything or go get anything. So literally I just bought a bucket of chicken from Popeyes and brought that.
That's perfect.
Dude, it was such a hit.
I would
Oh my
not
God.
be mad at that at all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everyone was just like, "Oh my God, you brought chicken?" Yes.
Right. And you're like, yes, I planned this the entire time.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's great. That's
Yeah.
great.
And then
Yeah.
everyone's like talking about, "Oh yes, I painstakingly made this, and it took so long," and like just kind of bragging about the recipes. I'm like,
Everybody's still talking about the chicken.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
We usually have it a couple weeks before Christmas. It's far enough away where
Mm-hmm.
people haven't gotten crazy pulling their hair out with last minute Christmas stuff. But
Mm-hmm. We all did decide though that Popeyes is much better than the Colonel than KFC.
we don't. I mean, the only time I ever have Popeyes is every once in a while.
Mhm.
I'll have it when I'm on the road when I'm
Okay.
driving my semi.
Yeah.
But we don't have a Popeyes nearby, so
Oh yeah.
we have something called Lee's Famous Recipe. That's probably something you guys don't have out there.
It
And
sounds like a regional thing.
it is I think it is a regional thing, and it's like a KFC,
Okay.
only way better.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
yeah, with the
Alright.
coleslaw and the mashed potatoes and
Yep.
yeah. So
Oh, now I'm getting hungry.
right, we've got so much leftover pasta. It's
Oh my God. I don't.
unbelievable.
Yeah.
So I bought like 3 bags of giant bags of salad, and only
Mm-hmm.
about half of one bag I'd eaten.
This is what happens when we start talking about food. People start talking about it too.
People start chiming in.
Yeah. Foodcast.
No
People love
KFC for
Foodcast.
us.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
People start chiming in. I
For
love
sure.
it. I love it.
All right. Well, let's get to the news. I actually have some news stories for us.
Awesome. Let's do it.
Star Trek news.
Okay, so our first news story comes to us from CNBC, and I don't know if you've seen these rumors, but they are quite swirling around. And it sounds like some things might be changing at Paramount, and early talks are allegedly underway to bundle Paramount Plus with Apple TV. Yeah.
Oh, no, I didn't hear that one.
Yeah, so this is not a for sure thing, but it is going around, and apparently it made the stock prices for both Apple and Paramount jump on Friday. That's when the rumors started getting out. And the idea is Apple TV and Paramount are kind of like lower tier compared to like Disney Plus and Netflix, so they
Sure.
can kind of help each other. And also they kind of have different target groups because they were saying that Apple TV is more like prestige television and like goes after big awards, whereas Paramount is more just general audiences, and they have a great big back catalog that
Right.
Apple does not have. So they really do complement each other. So
Okay. I've been thinking about getting Apple TV because I've heard great things about For All Mankind.
yeah, I've heard that too.
So
I did the free trial. This is funny. This came out because earlier this week I did the free trial of Apple TV because I wanted to watch the Monarch show,
Mhm.
and I didn't know this about their free trial. You only get to see the first episode of of each show.
oh, so you can't like binge.
No,
Oh, they're getting smart. They're getting
Yeah.
smart.
yeah, and there's a big pop up when you click on on episode 2. It's like, all right, we'll pay for it.
Oh wow, yeah, they're catching on. I mean, there used to be like HBO used to have a free trial, month-long free
Uh-huh.
trial, and people would just, what, like when the Snyder Cut came out,
Yep.
people were like, "Oh, I'll just get the free trial," and they'd have it for a month and then binge watch everything DC, and Max got wise to that. And
Yeah. I think
so,
Apple, you can only watch like a little bit of the movie, like the first 10 minutes or something. Then it cuts
Okay.
you off. Yeah.
Okay.
So, yeah, it's nuts, man. So we don't know what the new price would be of the bundle, if it even happens. We don't know when it would happen. I'm guessing next year. But the estimates are it would be cheaper than getting the two on their own, which
Sure.
makes sense, right? So, yeah.
Just one more streaming service I'm probably going to get sucked into.
Well, if we got you on the show will then pay for it. So,
Right? Yeah,
yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
All right. And then our next news story comes to us from Entertainment Weekly. This is kind of a big deal because we had talked about it so much, but we now have officially the SAG-AFTRA union has ratified their contract. So,
Thank goodness.
yeah. So they're going back to work officially for sure, and it's done. Roughly 78% of the voters voted in favor, and they only had 38% turnout. So, yeah, that's kind of interesting.
That is interesting.
Yeah, they had much higher turnout to authorize the strike vote than the actual strike, agreement. So,
I wonder what that says. I'm sure that says something. I'm just not sure what it says, but
from what I've read online, there are a lot of people feeling very defeated and didn't even bother to vote. So I'm guessing that's what it is. They still think that the AI protections are not good enough, but now
I've read a little bit about that too, and I kind of tend to agree because they left a lot out in the open.
Yeah,
but
yeah, and apparently the union is telling them, "Well, we'll go back in 3 years and we'll fight for it then." Well, it's too late at that point.
Right. Well, it's like Dan said the last time we talked about it. Once you let that slip in, then you're never going to get it out.
Right.
So
right.
Yeah, and I've dealt with unions too, and that's true. Once they get something past you, it's hard to get it out.
Yep. So I mean, it's good for us in a way, in that that means Strange New Worlds is going to start getting shooting soon. So
yeah, that's true. That's true. We're all happy. I mean, all the audience members, all the consumers of the product are happy.
Mm-hmm.
We're glad to have this behind us, because we're part of this too. I mean, the people who are consuming this product are very much a part of this.
Right.
So,
right.
It affects us.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, so there you go. And then our last news story comes to us from Yahoo Entertainment. Bit of sad news for us Star Trek fans, but it looks like Playmates has canceled their Star Trek action figure line. They say that sales have not been good, and so they are dropping it like a bad habit. This is now the second toy company in recent years to drop Star Trek action figures. McFarlane Toys did release 2 figures a few years ago and stopped after that. Then the license went to Playmate, and Playmates is done. Now, that doesn't mean we won't get any Star Trek toys, just action figures.
Right.
Yeah. Playmates will still release ships and what they call role-playing items, so like phasers and tricorders and things like that. But also looks like Super 7 has stopped their line, their reaction line of Star Trek figures. Those were apparently not selling. And it looks like only, was it Evo 6 or Exo 6 will continue with their figures. Those are the really high-end, similar to like Sideshow collectibles, like the $500 really nice figures,
super detailed,
articulated. Yeah. So those look like will continue. And then also another company, I forget the name of them, Haya Toys, will continue. They have the new Trek license, the movie ones. So your your Chris Pine, Kirk, and all those guys.
Okay.
So that was so far looked like they will continue, but it's not guaranteed. So
yeah, I'm surprised that it lasted as long as it did. I mean, I have a small, I have a collection of the figures, but to be honest with you, I haven't bought one in a very long time. I don't collect them anymore. And when I go by the toy section at a Walmart or Meijer or whatever store, you don't see a lot of figures in general. Like I didn't even know that was still really a thing. My kids have never collected figures of anything, but then again, kids nowadays don't really buy or ask for toys anymore. It's more electronics. It's video games. It's accessories to the video games and things like that. So it doesn't surprise me that Playmates, was it? Decided to discontinue making them. But that's also, that's a good news, bad news kind of thing, because the bad news is they're not going to be making anymore. But for collectors, the good news is they're not going to be making them anymore.
Right.
So
that's what A-Wolf says. Do you think the prices will go up for them on eBay? That's hard to say, man. The problem is like you have maybe 2 waves of new Star Trek figures. They're half waves, right? They didn't do all of like one crew in a wave. Like they were saying, only partial of the Prodigy crew got released. So
it's hard for a collector.
It's hard for a collector. They want everything. I know, like myself, I went to the Target store here in town. They had them for maybe a week and they didn't sell, and they were on clearance right away.
Do you remember what the original price point was?
I think they were like $12.
Okay. All right.
Something like that.
I don't think the older ones are going for a whole lot anyways. I was at a Comic-Con maybe a couple of years ago, and I remember finding a booth with like the old original Star Trek The Next Generation Playmates, I think, figures. And I mean, the prices they were charging for them were pretty close to original retail.
Yeah. Jazz was just saying he could buy them for $8.
Yeah, $8. And I've got all the ones that I've got are all out of the box. They're all missing everything. The couple things that I do have that I'm kind of proud of, I've got 3 different versions of Geordi.
Oh, nice.
2 of which have removable visors.
Oh, that's cool.
But again, all mine are out of the box. I actually display mine, and so I have the package backing to some of them, but I'm not a true collector of them. I just like to play with them.
A-Wolf says he's got a Insurrection Starfleet Type 2 phaser and a TNG tricorder, so that's cool.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, man, it sucks. It sucks they're not going to be selling them. It sucks that they didn't sell to begin with. So it is what it is. But
I had the original Bridge playset.
Yeah, they might release some playsets. They said some revamped, recolored.
Right.
Same idea.
But when I was a kid, I also loved to destroy things and take things apart. So I've got like a wall of that playset left, and the rest is completely gone or lost or thrown away. So
see, and my thing is, I was not into Star Trek as a kid. I didn't get into Star Trek until like I was like 20.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so for me, like I never had the toys.
Yeah.
I was actually talking to a buddy of mine yesterday at the party, and he's a huge Star Trek guy, has always been, and grew up with it. And he didn't have a lot of the toys either. It wasn't a toy you play with. It was just a show you watch.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
I've got a friend that he said he tried to get into Star Trek. Now, I've been friends with him since kindergarten.
Yeah.
His name is Mark, and he's actually the one that got me through somebody he knew. He's the one that got me all the Star Trek, a big giant box of Star Trek toys from a good friend of his that passed away.
Mhm.
And he was having a conversation with me about, when he was a kid, and him and his brother used to, they would play Ghostbusters and Star Wars and stuff. They tried to play Star Trek, and it was like, for a kid, there was not much to do.
Yeah, let's have diplomacy.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So it's a lot easier to swing lightsabers around and to,
Right.
shoot proton pack than it is to,
Mhm.
number one, set a course for Viridian 3.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
and from that point of view, I get it.
Yeah. 100%. But yeah, it sucks, but it is what it is.
Yep.
All right.
Yep.
Well, let's get to our main topic.
Fun will now commence.
All right. So our main topic is, since it's supplemental, we're going to be talking about the best new sci-fi for 2023. Either shows or movies. We're just going to kind of talk about what we've seen. We've got a couple lists to kind of help us out here. There's a lot out there. I have not seen everything. I don't know about you.
Oh, I haven't seen hardly. I don't get a chance to see a whole lot. I've some of the main Star Wars stuff I've seen, some of the main DC stuff I've seen, but
Okay.
I'm not as deep of a sci-fi geek as some people are.
Right.
So I don't dive as deep. But
All right.
what are some of the things you wanted to bring up?
Well, let's kind of we'll go through what's kind of come out, and we'll talk a little bit about them. One of the early ones earlier this year was Megan, the AI robot.
Yep.
I don't know if you saw that kind of horror movie, kind of sci-fi.
I am not into horror movies. I did not see it. My wife did.
Okay.
And I saw the cliff notes in form of trailers and things like that.
Okay.
The concept seemed interesting.
Yeah.
And I don't know if they played the horror part well or not. That's not my genre.
Yeah.
But my problem with movies, well, no, not movies like that. My problem with them trying to bring that concept to life is I can't imagine in the next 20 years. The AI part, I get totally believable. I think an AI could go one of 1,000 different directions. It could be nice, it could be evil, it could be whatever.
Mm-hmm.
The physical robot itself is what I have a problem with. I don't think they can make anything that's 4 feet tall to kick my ass.
Right.
Maybe I'm just I'm naive. Maybe they could, but I just, in the next 20 years, I don't see any company making a 4 foot tall doll that could take this guy. So hey, I challenge you.
Yeah. You don't want that challenge.
If you're a major robotic company, you want to fly me out to Silicon Valley?
Yeah. I like horror movies, right? And Chucky is like my favorite. Like, he's my favorite horror villain. A-Wolf, there is rumors about Megan versus Chucky. I don't know if that's a real rumor as much as just people would like to see it.
Sure.
And Chucky in his show has taken slight digs at Megan, and they're both owned by Universal, so it is possible.
Well, Chucky's more fantasy too, right? I mean,
Chucky's like voodoo, and but the Megan movie, what was interesting about it is, yes, it is AI to the nth degree, and part of what makes Megan such a threat is it's not her physicality herself, but because she is AI, she can control computers around her and all that. So it's not just her taking you out, it's what she can do to take you out.
Gotcha.
So I thought it was a good film. I love cheesy horror movies, so I'm down for it. But
Okay.
Let's see.
I'll probably watch it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Another one that came out this year was we had some Marvel. A lot of Marvel is kind of sci-fi. So one of them was Ant-Man and the Wasp: Quantumania.
Yep.
Yeah, that's the one a lot of people did not enjoy.
It was a solid C.
Yeah, very much a C. Yeah, I thought it was yeah, a C. It wasn't great, wasn't terrible. Although they did kill Kang with a bunch of ants, and I'm supposed to think he's scary. So
Yeah, they did.
yeah,
These Marvel movies, it's kind of like, you might not be old enough, but do you remember watching the original Jurassic Park in the theater?
oh yeah, yeah.
Okay. So do you remember how you felt when you walked out?
Yeah.
Okay. That sense of, I mean, you were just in awe. You were.
I was excited we were going to get chicken nuggets.
Oh, well, there you go. There you go.
Yeah.
But you remember that feeling you had of,
Yeah, absolutely.
you felt just amazed at this amazing thing. And then a few years later, let's move forward to like Jurassic Park 3.
Uh-huh.
Jurassic Park 3 was technically a superior movie. It had, I'm sure that the special effects had grown by leaps and bounds, and there was a ton more dinosaurs, ton more action sequences, and you walked out of the theater going, yeah, that was all right.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with these, I mean, Ant-Man 3 is technically a vastly superior movie, special effects wise, to the original Iron Man. I mean, there's no question about it. There's probably 500 times more VFX shots in that movie. Yeah. And they probably spent, 3 times as much money on it. And, but you didn't, the first time you walked out of Iron Man, you were buzzing.
Yeah.
And you just didn't feel the same way about Ant-Man 3.
Yeah. I think we've gotten used to it.
Yeah.
But I also think that the storyline just wasn't that good. So.
Yeah, the storyline was, that's another thing they do with these movies is they, in addition to thinking that the VFX, the visual effects and all that have to be more complicated, they also think that the storyline has to be more complicated.
Right.
And that's not necessarily the case.
Right.
Which is why I did like, and it might be on your list, I did like Guardians 3.
That was the next one I was going to bring up.
Okay.
Yeah. Guardians 3 was great.
Yeah.
But it was heartfelt more than it was, explosions and CGI and all that.
Because they dialed it back.
Yeah, they dialed it back.
They made it not so, that's another thing with all these Marvel movies is, what's at stake after you've saved the universe.
Right.
And that's what Guardians 3 did so well is they made the stakes so much smaller. Really, the stakes was just, instead of the entire universe, it was just about one person.
Yeah. Well, that's why I like, there's I think on Reddit, somebody put their pitch for a Batman movie, right? Since we're going to get a new one in the new DCU. And the idea was basically Batman has to rescue a kidnapped child. And that's the movie. And it's it's him being a detective going through Gotham's underworld trying to rescue this one kid. And that
would be perfect.
Yeah.
Really.
It's a great Batman story.
It is. It is. It plays on all of his, sometimes all of his strengths that aren't really, like you just said, the detective part.
Yeah.
There wasn't, in the Dark Knight trilogy, I mean, he wasn't much of a detective.
Right.
So.
And you can have him like questioning Poison Ivy, Penguin. You can bring in all those characters, right?
But the interrogation scenes alone would be
amazing.
It would be great.
It would be great,
Yeah.
So, yeah. But yeah, I really do think scaling it back. And speaking of scaling it back, the next movie on our list, The Flash.
Okay.
Yeah. Let's get there.
Yeah.
Let's get there.
What did you think of The Flash?
You have to remember this is a movie that had been in the works for years.
So
they had plenty of time to make it great and then to overthink it and then give us what we got. And it was trying to do so many different things and didn't succeed at any of them.
Correct.
But all that said, I don't think it's as bad as people just crap on it, right?
I agree. I agree.
I think it's fine. I think there's some pretty good heartfelt moments in it. I think it's sad how good Ezra Miller actually is in that role in that movie, and he'll never play it again.
Right.
It was great to see Michael Keaton.
Oh yeah. Yeah. It was fun.
What's her name? Sasha Kyle, Supergirl.
Yeah.
She was great.
Yep.
What's his name? Zod. I forget his real name.
Michael
Shannon. Michael
Yeah,
Shannon.
Michael Shannon. Yep.
He was very clearly there to cash a check.
Oh, yeah. In fact, I think the actor said that's pretty much the only reason he did it.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe not in so many words, but yeah.
Yeah. So, I saw it in the theaters. I think maybe, like a month ago, I had a really bad cold. I think I maybe watched it again then. Who knows? I was in that cold delirium and high on cold medicine. But
you didn't watch what was the movie you said you watched when Star Trek Beyond?
No, Star Trek 2009.
Oh, Star Trek 2009. That's right.
Oh yeah, no, that was on the list for sure. But
okay,
you're not just watching that on repeat,
right?
Yeah, yeah. Chaz was right. It is watchable. So, yeah. All right. Let's see what else is on this list that we can talk about. Oh yeah, another superhero movie. A lot of superhero movies. Spider-Man Across the Spider-Verse, the Miles Morales cartoon movie.
Yep, I just watched it a couple weeks ago.
Oh, what'd you think?
I loved it. I did not know that it was going to be a cliffhanger.
Yeah.
I'm like, because it's getting to be like the hour and a half mark, and I'm like, they're not going to wrap this up anytime soon, are they?
No, they're not.
I thought it was fantastic. I really did.
Yeah.
The way that and spoiler alert for anybody who hasn't seen this, but the way they brought in some live action people, I thought was really, really fun.
Mm-hmm.
They really know how to tell a story. The folks that do the animated stuff, they really know how to tell a story.
Oh, for sure. Yeah, I thought it was really good. I had a lot of fun with it. I like that they brought in Spider-Man 2099.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I thought that was cool. Another movie on the list. I didn't see this one, but I'm very interested in seeing it. I don't know if you saw it. It's on Netflix. It's called They Cloned Tyrone.
No, I've never even heard of it.
Yeah, so apparently it's a sci-fi movie that also is inspired by the 70s blaxploitation films and has slapstick comedy and conspiracy theories all through it. It's got John Boyega in it and Jamie Foxx. It's supposed to be really good. So
oh yeah,
Kiefer
Sutherland's in it.
Yeah, it's got a 94% on Rotten Tomato. So yeah,
I'll have to check this out. What's it available on?
Netflix.
Okay.
Yeah, They Cloned Tyrone. Another new sci-fi film that we got this year, just a few months ago, The Creator.
I heard of it. I haven't seen it.
I saw it. I went to the theater to see it. I don't know about you in your area, but over here we have Regal theaters, and you can pay like $20 a month, and you get the pass. You can go to the movies anytime you want. So me and a buddy, that's what we do, like just about every weekend.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
we've got. I don't think we don't have Regal theaters. We have a similar deal. With theaters around here.
Yeah, but yeah, this movie, it's all about a war between AI and humanity, but humanity is the aggressor.
Oh, okay.
We're trying to control AI, and AI is like, we don't want to, like, we just want to live in harmony. It's totally cool. And what is his name? John David Washington is the lead in it. He is Denzel Washington's son. You might know him from Tenet. Yeah,
I was gonna say I don't recognize a ton of actors in this.
Yeah, Ken Watanabe's in there. It was directed by Gareth Edwards, who directed the first new Godzilla film, the one that kicked off the MonsterVerse.
Okay.
Chazbis is right. It's an all-right film, and the special effects were amazing.
Huh.
Absolutely true. And I believe the budget was only like $80 million. But it was Yeah, it's a great film. If you get the chance, highly recommend it.
You can get it now on digital. It's available on Blu-rays and DVD on December 12th.
Yeah. Another film you could watch tonight. It's on Hulu. It's called No One Will Save You. It is a little bit of sci-fi, a little bit of horror. It's about a woman whose house gets invaded by aliens, and how does she survive the night? Really interesting film. One of the other kind of like gimmicks of the film is there is no dialogue in the entire script. So,
oh, really? Okay.
yeah. So
Okay.
it's her. She has to emote. She has to. You get context clues of what's going on. The aliens don't talk either. They kind of like have a weird little voice to each other, but that's about it. Yeah. Bronson's right. It is a good movie. Really liked it. Some people don't like the ending. But yeah, I thought it was pretty good.
Another one I'll have to check out.
Yeah, definitely throw that on your list. That's
What's
kind of
that
why I thought
available
we'd
on?
do this. Give people stuff to watch over the Christmas break. You know,
Where's that available?
Hulu.
Hulu. Okay.
Hulu. Yeah.
Okay. I'm looking some of these up as
Yeah. For sure.
mentioned,
For sure.
so.
Yeah. Another one we talked about before the show started. Blue Beetle.
Blue Beetle.
Oh man, that's my people's Black Panther.
That's your.
Yeah.
I was trying to
Absolutely.
figure out a way to dance around that, but
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'll just say it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Because I was trying to figure out a way to shit on that movie without being insensitive to you. No,
Yeah.
I liked the movie.
Okay. That's
I
my cousin Jaime Reyes.
I loved the lead in that. I think he was great in Cobra Kai. I'm a
Zola
fan.
Monterrey.
Yeah, he's a good. I think he's a good actor. George Lopez is great in that.
Mm-hmm.
Susan Sarandon as the
She is twirling her mustache all throughout that movie.
that was my like.
Yeah.
Oh, come on! That's exactly what I was thinking. Twirling your mustache.
Yeah.
It was. The negatives for this movie for me were it was a little bit cookie cutter.
It's very much Iron Man Jr.
Yeah.
Iron Man Jr.
The other one I was thinking of was not just Iron Man, but a little bit of Shazam.
Yeah. Whereas I
boy
think they
meets
got...
ancient tech / powers, and then sort of has the entire movie's about him trying to come to terms with those powers. At first, he doesn't want them, then he does want them, and then he's trying to figure out how to use them. And then,
yeah.
So, but other than that,
they should have got a little bit more inspiration from Flight of the Navigator, the '80s film.
Yes, one of my favorite films.
Yeah,
yes.
It's very similar in that respect.
Yep.
Yeah. Jasmine says you forgot about Shazam. No, we didn't, and that's okay. And Shazam's not really sci-fi; it's more mystical and.
Right.
Yeah.
So you watched Shazam?
I watched Shazam.
Fury of the Gods. Okay.
Yeah. It's fine. But Blue Beetle, I loved it. I'll watch it again. Shit, I might watch it tonight.
You might watch it tonight.
Yeah.
That's available on Max.
I'm snowed in tonight, so.
You're what?
Snowed in.
Really?
Yeah. There's. It's not that there's a lot of snow, but it's that it snowed, it melted, and then it refreezed, so it's very slick out there.
Oh yeah.
So, after the show, I'm gonna run and go grab my groceries, and then that's it. Like
you're gonna hunker down.
I'm gonna hunker down. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but yeah, Blue Beetle. Let's see. There's some other ones on here. There's one I really wanted to see that I did not get to in the theater because it came and went in the theater. It's called Jules. It's an elderly man befriends an alien.
How do you spell Jules? Is it common spelling?
Jules. You might recognize it when I show you the picture. So that's it. I don't know if you saw those trailers.
Okay.
It's got Ben Kingsley in it.
No.
Yeah, it's an independent film. It's not even 90 minutes. It's 87 minutes. It's got an 84% on Rotten Tomatoes. So, yeah. It says it's got shades of Cocoon and E.T. in it. And it's a sweet comedic story with full of heart. So,
okay.
Yeah.
So the tagline is Milton lives a quiet life of routine in a small western Pennsylvania town, but finds his day upended when a UFO extraterrestrial passenger crashes in his backyard.
All right.
Huh.
Well, I just
Looks
looked in
interesting.
it. Yeah, you can rent it on Prime or Apple TV or whatever. It's about $6 to rent. So there you go.
It must be an independent.
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. Which
Let's see.
the independent movies usually have some of the best writing and storylines.
Yeah, there was another film. I wrote it down. So I don't know if you saw Red Letter Media kind of did their recap of overall movies for 2023 this week, and one of them they brought up was this independent sci-fi film. It's not on this list, but they brought it up, and I have not seen this. It looks fantastic to me. Aporia, Aporia. I'll put it in the chat so people can look it up if they want. But
Okay.
the premise is a family member of this man. I think it's his wife. They said she was killed by a drunk driver, and his next door neighbor just happens to be making a time machine. But the way the time machine works is you can't send somebody back in time. It only sends a single neutron through time, right? Either forward or back.
Okay.
So what the neighbor tells the guy is like, look, if you want, we can send the neutron and kill the drunk driver before he kills your wife. Because it'll send the neutron through him and it'll disrupt his body and kill him.
Okay.
So then it's the fallout of that and what happens.
That's some interesting ethical ramifications.
Yeah. So it looks really good. It's nobody famous in it. But yeah.
Okay.
But that's the movie list. And these guys, I'll put the articles where we got these in the description so you guys can check these out too. See what you like. So and then on Ranker, we have a list of sci-fi TV shows, which I have not watched a lot of these. I have not.
I probably haven't either, but
like there's one on there. A couple Apple TV ones have been very sci-fi, like Silo, which is supposed to be really good, with Rashida Jones and Rebecca Ferguson and Common. I don't know anything about it. It's a ruined and toxic future. A community exists inside a giant underground silo. I mean, that sounds cool.
Yeah. Yeah.
Severance is one that I know a lot of my friends love that I have not watched.
No, haven't seen it.
Yeah, it's got what's his name, Adam Scott in it, and it's like this weird dark work comedy that's also sci-fi based. So
I have heard of it. Yes. Yep.
Yeah. One that I have seen, The Last of Us.
Yeah, I've seen it in passing as the rest of my family's seen it, but I haven't watched it myself. So
you see, and I'm a big Mandalorian fan, so Pedro Pascal is great for me. So The Last of Us was good. One that I know that a lot of us on this show have watched, Picard season 3. That came out this year.
That was the one about the old starship captain, right?
That's right.
Okay. Yeah. I think I do remember watching that.
His name was Riker.
Yeah, Riker. That's right. Yeah. He had a strong beard as well.
He did indeed. He did. Yes.
He had a strong
beard.
That
was people seem to have liked it. That season 3.
I'm about ready to rewatch it actually.
Oh, nice.
It's a season. It's going to be the first season of Star Trek that I've rewatched since Enterprise.
Oh, nice.
Because I haven't rewatched any of the entire seasons of any of the new Trek. I've watched certain episodes over.
But, okay. Another sci-fi series that came out this year, Andor.
Yes, I have thoughts.
Okay, go ahead.
Well, okay. I think I've talked about this before. It's a thriller.
Okay.
All right, and I don't like thrillers. I like Star Wars. I like the characters. So for me, for enjoyability alone, I gave it a C. Now I know I'm in the minority on that.
Yeah,
Everybody loved Andor. Everybody thought it was just so great, and it, from a storytelling perspective, it was. For
Mhm.
me personally, it was, just a lot of like, ducking behind alleys and things of
Yeah.
that nature. And I'm also in the minority that the movie that it's leading up to. Um, uh, Help me out here.
Oh, Rogue One.
Rogue One.
Yeah.
Rogue One was also not my favorite Star Wars movie, and
Okay.
I know I'm also in the minority on that
Yeah.
one too.
Yeah.
But I haven't watched Rogue One in a while, so I'm once Andor season 2 comes out,
Mhm.
I'm gonna rewatch Rogue One.
Okay.
So
I mean, I love them both. I love Andor. I love Rogue One. But yeah, that's fine. I thought it was a great spy thriller type show, political intrigue, that kind of thing.
yeah,
So yeah, I dug it a lot. Also, Star Wars based. We had the Mandalorian season 3 or 4, whichever one it is. That came
yes,
out.
yep,
Yeah,
love that.
yeah, yeah. That was fun. We also had The Boys Gen V. The
That
the
was the
college one.
animated spin-off, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I have not watched that.
No, not the animated spinoff. The college based show.
Oh, the college baseball. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
No, I haven't seen that one yet.
Yeah. It's great. It's so good, but it's very much The Boys. It's yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Chazbiz brings up Scavenger's Reign. I know about this show. It's an animated show. It's supposed to be just amazing, and it's really good. But yeah, let's see what else is on this list. Strange New Worlds, season 2.
Yeah, I think I saw that one too.
Yeah, it's all right.
Yeah,
It was all right.
it was all
Season
right.
1 was better, in my opinion.
Season 1 was better. We talked about this last week.
Yeah.
Yeah. There is no formula anymore. It used to be the first 2 seasons of a show sucked, and then the second season, the first season sucked, and if you try to look at it from a Star Trek perspective, I don't know. These shows are created by people. People are make mistakes. I don't think they found their footing in season 2. It seems like they sort of knew what they were doing in season 1. Hopefully for season 3, since they had the break.
Yeah.
They had the time in between, because normally they're in some sort of post production of.
They have an idea of where they're going, at least.
Right.
They may not have firm scripts, but they have an idea.
Right, but with this season, they couldn't even start writing it until after. I think, is that true? Do I have the timeline right? They couldn't start writing season 3 of Strange New Worlds until season 2 had aired.
It's not that they couldn't; they just weren't yet.
Okay.
They kind of dictate the way they do that. But then the writer's strike happened, so
right.
they weren't finished. So I know that because the writer's strike ended, and then the actors one was still going for I think like another month or 6 weeks. So there's a little bit of lead time where they have written scripts.
Right. But
and
so we're in a they're in a unique position though to be able to accept and utilize feedback from season 2 for season 3.
Correct.
And that's normally not the case.
That's normally not the case because they shot season 2 as season 1 was being released.
Right.
So they had already had their scripts. They had already decided to do whatever they were going to do. So yes, now they have the chance for feedback, and we'll see what they do. Hopefully they adhere to some of the feedback.
Yeah.
I just want more exploring in my exploring show.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, maybe we'll get that with Star Trek Lombardo, Star Trek Discovery.
Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Who knows? Chazbiz and A Wolf are talking about Invincible.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, Invincible.
Yeah, that's also a good show. Season 2 just started up. I love that show. So
that was a good show. I'm looking forward to watching that. Yeah.
Another one on the list is Monarch: Legacy of Monsters. I've only seen one episode thanks to Apple TV. So
okay.
Yeah,
okay.
I will say that one episode was fantastic.
Really?
So,
all right.
Yeah.
Well, if they do that thing where they merge, like you said, they might I'll probably get the bundle and
Yeah.
be able to watch all these good shows. Like I said, I wanted an opportunity to watch For All Mankind. So,
I would recommend it, man. It's pretty great.
okay.
There's a bunch of other shows on here that I have never heard of, like The Rig or Lockwood and Company. I don't know any of these.
No, never heard of them.
Yeah. Rick and Morty, I guess the new season started up. The final season of Doom Patrol started.
Speaking of Doom Patrol, I just watched, because I got HBO Max. I just watched Titans. I binge watched the entire series.
Yeah.
That was fantastic. I really enjoyed it.
I'm a big DC guy. Like that's my jam.
Yep.
And I really had trouble with Titans at first, right? Because it does not fit conventional DC lore.
No.
But when I finally decided, okay, this is going to be an Elseworlds in my head.
Okay.
When I accepted it as an Elseworlds, then I got into it.
Yep. I sort of had the same feeling. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once you accept it for something outside the general, storylines, then yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Oh, Jesus brings up Doctor Who. Me gusta Doctor Who. So
I am probably the only person here or listening to this that has never seen a single episode of Doctor Who.
I don't think Dan has either. I think I'm the only one on the show that has. Yeah, I love Doctor Who. They're having some specials right now on Disney Plus. There's, I think, 3 specials. The third one just came out yesterday. I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to. Those are great jumping on points, man. If you've never
just gonna ask if I wanted to start.
Yeah, basically anytime there's a new Doctor, which is like every 2 or 3 seasons, it's always a good jumping on point because they're starting fresh and you can start over. These are kind of cool because it's David Tennant, and David Tennant was one of the best Doctors, and they do a lot of good recap about his overall stories and what has happened. So they do a pretty good job of catching you up.
David Tennant is the one that played, I think he played Kilgrave in Jessica Jones.
Correct. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You do want him to yell Jessica a lot, and he does not do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
He yells Donna a lot in these shows, but yeah.
Okay.
That's his companion. But yeah, it's great. The new one, the one that came out yesterday, has Neil Patrick Harris in it.
Love him.
Yeah, so that'll be good. And apparently these 3 specials connect together. They have been, so I'm pretty excited to watch it after the show.
I'll check it out. Like I got to play some catch up with that.
It's very Star Trek like in that it's a lot of moral dilemmas.
Mm-hmm.
They're trying to figure out what's the good answer in a hard situation.
Sure. So and I was introduced to Doctor Who, through like TikTok and short treks, YouTube shorts and things like that. So I've seen a lot of scenes that I guess are deemed important, but yeah,
it's good stuff. It's good stuff.
It's the same thing, I was introduced. I'm at the tail end of season 3 of Game of Thrones. I'm binge watching Game of Thrones for the first time. So I have never seen it before, but I'm aware of some of the pivotal scenes and some of the important deaths because I've seen them on social media or TikTok or things like that. And so I know when certain characters die. I know that certain characters die, but I'm still enjoying the series. It's really, really good.
Oh, right on. Also on this list is Quantum Leap, that show, another season of that. I have not seen it, man.
Okay, I'm a huge Quantum Leap fan from the 80s and 90s. From the 80s and 90s.
Okay.
We saw the first episode of the new one.
Okay.
And then it was hard to watch the rest of them because of the NBC Peacock. I couldn't find the rest of them online. So I don't know if they're available only on Premium Peacock or if you can
probably.
Yeah, see, so I was able to watch the first episode. It was okay.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it got any better or how that went. I also don't know how strongly tied to the original series it is.
Yeah, I don't know.
So, but I love the original.
See, the original I vaguely remember as a kid. Like, I don't think it was an appointment TV for my family.
Right.
We were too busy with Sábado Gigante.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So was
Spanish
my
TV
house.
in my house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Sure.
Sure. All the telenovelas.
Every single one of them.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
You mentioned one. I've seen it.
Oh yeah. 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 El Piazo. What's the other one? Rosaria de la something like that. Yeah.
That one too.
That
Yep.
one too.
Mm-hmm.
There's actually a telenovela of Breaking Bad. They
Really?
redid it. Yeah. They redid it. It's hilarious. Yeah.
Oh, I should watch that.
Yeah. It's not Walter White. It's something Blanco. White. Yeah. 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 But yeah. Yeah, so that's the list. I'll have the full list in the show description. You know.
How about Ahsoka? I know that's kind of Star.
Oh
Star
yeah,
Wars-y.
that's right. Yeah. I liked it. I thought it was all right. I liked seeing Hayden Christensen back.
Yeah, they did a good job. You know, it got some complaints about some people didn't like exactly where the story went, and some people didn't like. I was confused about the complaints about Rosario Dawson. I thought she did a fantastic job as a 40-something-year-old Ahsoka.
That's right.
Because in my mind's eye, if I were to take that teenager into 20s Ahsoka that we've seen in the animated shows, and you make her 40, 45 years old, that's Rosario Dawson's character.
Yeah.
I thought she did a fantastic job.
She's not going to be as plucky as she used to be.
She's not going to be quite as plucky. And, you know, they're also saying, well, she doesn't have the same fighting moves. It's a little bit easier to animate a lightsaber battle than it is to do it live action.
Absolutely.
And also, you know, the moves you can do when you're 18 are a little different than the moves you can do when you're 45.
That's true.
So I don't know how it works with Jedi, but at least that's true with me. So
I mean, I believe so.
You know, I can't do the flips as well as I could when I was a teenager.
It brings up another good one: Mission Impossible: Dead Reckoning Part 1.
I've seen the one before that one. I haven't seen the new Mission Impossible.
Oh, I've seen it.
So
I'm down for Tom Cruise in his quest for death.
Yeah, is it good? Is it good?
It's very okay.
Do you have to turn your brain off? Is it just nothing but nonstop action?
No, or? It's just like it's another more of the same with all these Mission Impossibles.
A lot of action, more convoluted storylines.
Yeah, it's maybe the weakest storyline of them all, but it's still really good. Like it's still, it's good. It's got Isa Morales in it. So you might know him from Titans. He was Deathstroke.
Yeah.
Okay. So that guy's the bad guy in Dead Reckoning.
Okay.
So very good. I've loved Isa Morales for a long time. He's been in a lot of Spanish shows. So
So, you know, going back to Titans, they recently did the series finale, or what turned out to be the series finale. What'd you think of that? How'd you think of the ending?
It really felt like they just went, "Oh, this is the last one." Shit.
Yes.
Yeah.
It kind of felt. I kind of felt the same way watching the end of that as I felt watching the last season of Discovery. Like, oh, if they wanted to end it, they could end it here. It felt like they ended it the same way Discovery ended it. Not sure if it's coming back, so let's kind of wrap it up. Yeah. Oh.
One of the things that really stood out to me is that guy that plays Superboy.
Mm-hmm.
Because the first season I was like, this guy sucks.
Right.
But season 2, like he's so much better.
Oh yeah, the storyline they did with him.
Yeah.
I thought where they took that, because you know in the comics too, he's a genetic clone of both Lex Luthor and Clark Kent.
Yeah, their Lex is really good too.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. Which reminds me of the other sort. If you're into DC, the last
Superman and Lois.
Oh
man, I love that show.
That Lex Luthor was harsh.
Very, very similar to what they did in Titans.
Yes.
Yeah.
And they just announced that season 4 is going to be the final season. Yeah. So I'm a huge Superman fan. I'm wearing a Superman shirt right now. So I loved Superman and Lois.
What do you think of Tyler Hoechlin as Superman?
I think he's great.
Yeah.
When he first came on, in Supergirl. I didn't like his look.
Uh-huh.
I didn't like his face. I didn't like his suit. He grew on me.
Yeah.
He plays. See, I think anybody can play a good Superman.
Mhm.
You know, they've all done great playing
Yeah.
Superman. Any actor you've mentioned that's ever played Superman,
Uh-huh.
it takes a really good actor to play Clark Kent.
Yeah.
You got to be able to do that dual role. You got to be able to, you know, figure out the dichotomy of those two characters and be able to play them differently enough, but not polar opposites of each
I like
other.
that his Clark isn't like bumbling and kind of stupid,
Right.
but he's a competent, good reporter,
Right.
and a good
But he's still a
dad.
Boy Scout.
But he's still a Boy Scout.
He plays that. It's subtle. That's what I like about
Yeah.
it. It's subtle. When he's doing Clark, he's not bumbling, but he's still a little Boy Scouty. You
Or
know?
when he confronts dudes as Clark, and he's like, you know, might get in a bar fight.
That scene in the diner,
Yeah.
where he confronts his son's girlfriend's dad.
Yeah.
That was a fantastic scene.
Yeah.
Before he leaves, Lois is like, "This isn't a job for Superman." And he's like, "I'm Superman's not going."
Yeah.
That was great. Yeah.
That's good.
So I'm sad to see that leave. I understand there's some things going on with CW and HBO and things, but that show has been really, really good.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, A-Wolf also says Flash ended this year. Yeah, it did. It should have ended like 3 years ago.
I was just talking to my son about it. My son's rewatching the Flash TV series.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a huge CW fan. I'm a huge Arrowverse fan.
Okay.
I've watched all the seasons multiple times. The Flash should have died. This TV series should have died and ended after Crisis.
Yeah.
Because
that's
after
where it ended
that,
for a lot of people.
That's where it, Armageddon, all these other storylines were just crap. The final season of The Flash was, you know, I could have written it.
Yeah.
Anybody could have written it. It was bad. I have nothing good to say about it. I wish I did.
Yeah.
You know, I was hoping they would bring back a couple of characters. I was hoping to see maybe Patty Spivot back. I thought she was a fantastic character that they just kind of threw away at the end of season 2.
Yeah.
You know, she had so much potential, especially them doing multiverse stuff. You know, she could have come back as her alter ego. I just, you know, they ended Arrow well.
Yeah.
But they just couldn't land the plane with the Flash. And I love the Flash series. I mean, it was great, but yeah, it was disappointing the way they ended.
I miss Cisco as well. That guy was great.
He was my favorite side character of the show, and they got rid of him. And it was it was
I think he left. I think that actor was just done with it.
Well, he saw the writing on the wall. I mean, you know, it wasn't good writing.
Yeah.
You know, I could get past some of the CGI stuff because it is it's a weekly television show.
Yeah.
But that's no excuse for the writing. It was just so bad.
All right.
I hate to crap on one of my favorite shows, but
well, let's get to some feedback. We've had Jazbiz waiting for such a long time, poor guy.
All right.
Yeah, so let's bring him on.
Come on in, Jazbiz.
Hey.
Hey, there he is.
He's in
How's everybody
darkness.
Doing? Yeah. Hello, darkness.
And the orb of destiny's behind him.
That's
orb
right.
of destiny. It's not putting out much light either. So.
When are you going to return that to the Bajorans?
Right? Yeah.
I'm waiting on the Golden Cot to steal it from me. So
there you go.
There you go. What's going on, man? What sci-fi have you enjoyed this year?
That Scavenger's Reign was really out there.
It looks good. I just haven't seen it yet.
It's good. It's one of those.
Sell me on it. What's good about it?
Do you like aliens? Like
I'm
aliens?
on Star Trek podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. So it's basically this ship crashes. You know, something happens to the ship, and all these people are separated on this planet. And this planet is alive with different organisms and everything else, like the bugs and everything, just like almost mutate. And it's I can't even explain it. It's so weird. It's really out there.
Okay.
Sounds interesting.
How long are the episodes?
30 minutes.
Okay.
Probably less than 30 minutes. It's because it's a cartoon, and I think there's 12.
Okay, that's not too bad.
It's on HBO Max, and it's definitely not for children.
Okay.
Because it's pretty gory. Like those aliens do some creepy stuff, and it is out there, like completely out there.
Okay.
Check it out.
Just the animation on it, and you'll see like the aliens, and they'll like kind of turn into something and infect somebody and kill them, and yeah.
I mean, the animation style. I got some images up right now. It looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
it looks like it's one of those Studio Ghibli.
Yeah, it looks like a Ghibli
like that's what it's
movie or
trying to
whatever.
do.
Yeah, like a Miyazaki slash. I'm trying to think the other one. There's like a dinosaur one on HBO Max, and it's almost like that animation too.
Okay. Yeah, I may have to check this out.
Yeah, it is out there. Really good. 12 episodes. You can. I actually finished it in like 2 days.
And with Max, they just may remove it, and you will never see it again.
I don't know what's going on with Max.
Yeah, nobody knows.
Yeah, since Discovery purchased them, they just keep on plucking stuff, adding stuff, and I don't care about the Property Brothers or any of those.
How dare you?
Yeah. Well, it's
what
like, okay, you go to a hospital waiting room. What do you see? Property Brothers, all that. Or you go to the airport, you'll see, all the home and garden stuff. And you're like, okay.
90 Day Fiance and all that stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I better binge what I want to on Max while I have the chance.
Well, you have the chance,
Well, see, you're paying premium for Max, and you expect movies and quality TV shows. But when they're
I got to wrap Christmas presents later. I'm going to watch Gremlins while I do that.
Yeah. Oh, nice.
Well, so that's what I do. Like, when you put up your Christmas tree, you play Christmas movies or something like that. That's what I usually do.
Yeah, when I wrap gifts, I throw on a movie. So
yeah, definitely.
Especially a movie you've seen like 1,000 times, and you really don't really.
That would be Gremlins.
Yep.
Gremlins was one of the movies in the trivia game last night. So
yeah.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I remember my mom bought me a bunch of gizmos as a child, and she said she washed them, and all of a sudden come back and it's all furry and fluffy. I'm like, oh wow, look at this gizmo, and because they were all on sale like at Walmart or something. So she had like a bag full of gizmos because I'd wear them out, like the eyeballs would be all rubbed off and.
One of our
and then all of a sudden you come back and I'm like, oh my goodness. So that washing machine's excellent. And so,
yeah, that's great.
One of our trivia questions last night was how many Home Alone movies there are.
Oh.
And apparently there's 8 of them.
One. Yeah, there's 8.
But there's one apparently in canon called Pups Alone.
Oh.
It's Home Alone.
Shut up.
Yeah.
Are you serious?
Yeah.
I could think of 5.
Ransom's in it. And as is the JLH, Jennifer Love Hewitt.
Oh,
and Dolph Lundgren.
You know that could actually work. Look, if they had a good script for Pups Alone,
I must break you.
Malcolm McDowell's in it too, the guy from Generations.
Yeah.
Yeah. I kind of need to see this movie now.
Yeah.
I'm just thinking of quotes from both of them, like, I must break you. And they say that time is the fire in which we burn.
You know he's got to be the German Shepherd. So.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Well, Star Trek Generations, that's the movie I'm going to watch sometime between now and Christmas.
Yeah,
there you go.
It's got a Christmas scene in it.
Die Hard's in theaters this week. So.
Oh, is it? It's not over here.
Die Hard was in my trivia game last night. So.
Yeah, I think they're showing it for a whole week.
Yeah.
So I might see
cool.
Die Hard tomorrow. So
yeah. Have you heard the Die Hard song?
No, I haven't.
No.
There's a band called Guys Night, and they sing a Die Hard song.
Oh, is the one about the
sing a little bit of it for us, Daniel?
No. I'll put it in the Facebook group. That's the reason for you guys to join our Facebook group.
I've heard that song.
Okay.
I know what you're talking about. Yes, I've heard that song. It's actually pretty good.
Yeah, it's surprisingly good.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'll put it in the Facebook group. So go to Facebook, look for Trekcast, join our group, and you'll hear Guys Night. Yeah.
There's another podcast. They have that for their intro. So.
Oh, okay. Well,
basically, I'm not going to say the name of the podcast. You know,
how dare you? There is no other podcast.
No, there's only this one.
We don't want to lose the listeners we got.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We don't need competition.
There's no other podcast before you.
Yeah, there's no Star Trek podcast besides this one. So don't listen to the others.
That's right.
Yeah. We're the only podcast, period. I mean,
all your information here.
That's right.
We're bigger than Joe Rogan and.
That's right. When you start
listening to Mr. Beast, hey, we're bigger than Mr. Beast.
That's right.
Oh, Mr. Beast wishes he had the numbers we do.
That's right. That's right. Poor guy.
Yeah.
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 Maybe someday we'll throw him a bone, have him on.
Like, come on, who wants to give people water and cure blindness? How dare he?
Bronson says it is a good song.
We're the GOAT. Nice.
Yeah, we're the GOAT. Thanks, Paul.
Yeah. The most yeah.
We are the most unpredictable.
You guys are the DOB, you're like the old crew.
The DOB?
Dirty old bastards,
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I was like, what does DOB stand for?
Or the OGs, like the original.
Yeah, I like that better.
Yeah, the OGs.
Yeah.
So you guys go way back, because this podcast started in 2008, right?
Something
originally.
Like that.
Yeah, but I kind of feel like the Esri Dax of Trekcast.
You're fine. You're fine. You're more like one of the
you like
the ZLs.
The plucky one comes in there with the pixie cut. You're like, hey guys.
or maybe I guess I could be the Worf of Trekcast.
There you go.
The Worf.
Yeah.
Come in a little bit later.
Hey, when Worf came in, the show got better. So
there you go.
I'm too scared to ask how our numbers have been since I came on the show.
I'll tell you later.
Oh God! Oh no!
I'll tell you later.
My apologies across the board, everyone.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Somebody's shooting a neuron or whatever.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah.
We mistake
Yeah. There's going to be a universe where I died shortly before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
All
right.
So Trekkie right there is thinking, it's like, I could do that.
Yeah. All right. Well, anything else you want to bring up, Chazbiz?
Well, Mandalorian came out, and we really didn't talk about Mandalorian this year.
Yeah, it's more of the same.
It was more of the same. There wasn't a whole lot of new, new things in that show.
It was definitely the most disappointing season of The Mandalorian.
Of the three, yeah.
Yeah, the three. Because the first two were excellent, and then this third one was like, oh wow, we're gonna, see what happens. Like, is Baby Yoda gonna grow up a little bit?
Do you subscribe to the theory that the Mandalorian is actually Baby Yoda? That when it's all said and done, he will be the Mandalorian.
He will be the Mandalorian.
And that's who the show is talking about.
Now that you mentioned it, I have heard that.
Yeah.
I'm like, how can Pedro Pascal?
They could go in any direction they wanted to. Yeah, I guess I could see that. Yeah. The Mandalorian was good-ish. It was for me. It's like Mandalorian season 2B was really good, aka the Book of Boba Fett. But
yeah, when he came in there and picked up Baby Yoda and said goodbye, Luke, and went on his little adventure. So
well, that's the thing. I get mixed up between what scenes happened in the Book of Boba Fett and what scenes happened in
that
Mandalorian.
It was so odd because you have the Book of Boba Fett and then you have a whole episode dedicated just to Mando in that season, and you're like, what's going on here? Why are we getting a Mandalorian episode?
I'm really surprised that Disney has not put maybe season 1 of the Mandalorian on ABC.
Yeah,
try to get more.
To get more traction for it.
Yeah.
What they need to do is put the whole series on there right now.
Well, you could do like one season and be like, if you want to
Yellowstone.
see more, go to the Disney Plus.
Yeah.
Because I don't know how CBS is doing Yellowstone. I don't know how the numbers are right now. But every Sunday night, they're playing Yellowstone because there's nothing to show this.
Yeah, but Yellowstone, Peacock has the streaming rights.
Still.
But CBS is showing it on.
Right, Paramount is the one who makes it, though. Yeah.
I'll have to get Peacock for just a month because I need to watch the second half of season 4 of Yellowstone. 4 or 5.
Yeah,
I never got
into
Yellowstone
right now.
Yeah, but that show is definitely done because the Tyler Sheridan is having lawsuits with all kinds of people and having fallouts with everybody, and
Yeah.
Like, I guess his company sued the coffee company that is owned by the guy that plays Rip.
Yeah.
And I guess he's had like big fights with Kevin Costner, and like it's a big.
I read that Kevin Costner's leaving the show.
Yeah.
There's some egos going around, and
definitely big time.
Yeah,
big time. That's got to be so awkward though. Like, couldn't I don't know. I'm not there, but couldn't like everybody's making so much money, and it's like, couldn't you, instead of like suing them, couldn't you say, hey, bro?
Kevin Costner's like, I left my wife. I'll leave the show.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
He's dating Jewel right now.
Yeah, so. Allegedly.
Yeah.
Really? Okay. Yeah. Well, hey, good for him.
That's who's gonna save his soul.
Yeah.
That's right. You come for the Jewel jokes, people.
The Jewel jokes. So whip them out of the bag.
Mm-hmm.
That is awesome.
That's right.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think that's pretty much.
You forgot to mention Godzilla -1.
Oh yes.
Yeah. The monster movies. Daniel's big on the monster movies.
Yeah.
It's not that I'm big on them, but I have friends who are really big on them. Like, that is their jam.
Excellent.
Okay.
And yeah, Godzilla -1, dude.
Have you seen it, Scott?
I have not. No.
Go see it.
Okay.
It's like
Scott, as a veteran, I think you would really like it.
Don't watch the previews. Just watch the movie.
Just watch the movie. Okay.
Do not watch the previews. I went in there completely blind. I had nothing about it. I heard it's good.
And I don't have to watch any of the it's not connected with any of the previous.
It's its own thing.
No. Yeah. Okay. I will do that.
You'll have a big emotional release with it.
Awesome. Good. I like that.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
I think, is it the #1 or it was?
I don't know. It's either that or the anime Boy and the Heron.
Yeah. Because Japanese right now, they're dominating the theaters.
Japan's really big in the box office right now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
Although I did see a X, Twitter, whatever comment that said like Godzilla -1 and Oppenheimer were two of the biggest movies of 2023. It's a big year for radiation.
Yeah.
Yeah, no kidding. Yeah. I still haven't seen Oppenheimer yet.
You don't have to watch Oppenheimer first and then watch Godzilla. So I mean,
right.
You don't.
Yeah. Right. I do want to watch it.
Pretty much that's what leads into Godzilla. That's what creates them.
It does kind of lead into it. Yeah. That's for sure.
But I do want to watch Oppenheimer, and then I want to watch the Barbie movie. So
Barbie movie was actually
Barbie movie was good.
Yeah, I haven't seen either one, so we're gonna binge both of them one of these
Ryan Gosling's probably gonna win an Oscar. I don't know. Like,
I think he's on Max right now.
Yes, I think it is.
Yeah,
but I was gonna wait until Oppenheimer was out on something. I know there was big hoopla about digital media and Oppenheimer, and
well, he likes the physical media because digital. Well, they're so greedy right now, so
yeah.
And they're not getting the residuals, and that's why the strike happened. So
it
makes sense.
All right.
Bronson says both movies are good. I'll check them out.
Yeah, those are probably the two best movies of the year. So
okay.
All
right, man. Well, thanks for being on the show.
All right. Well, thank you. Are you guys gonna have a show next week?
Yeah, we'll be back again.
Because that'll be the week before Christmas, and we probably won't have a show.
During Christmas.
Yeah, well, that would be I think Christmas Day. So
yeah, we're not doing that.
I love you guys, but
no, yeah. Okay, awesome, man. Well, thanks everybody for listening.
Absolutely, this has been a long one. I told my mom it was only going to be a short one, so hi, Mom.
I know that's what I thought too. But oh well. All right, we'll see you guys next week.
All right, sounds good. Take care.
This is Captain Benjamin Sisko of Deep Space Nine and Space God to the Bajorans. I have a mission for you. This falls outside of Starfleet guidelines, so I can't order you, but I'm asking for volunteers. Volunteers who will subscribe to the Trekcast YouTube channel, leave 5-star reviews on your podcast app of choice, and share Trekcast across your social media accounts. If we can make our audience bigger, we might have a chance against the Dominion. Are you ready? Subscribe, like, and share. Are you with me?